beautiful day, my friends. I'm so happy that it's time to continue our exploration on the literacy plane. Today, like every other lesson, we're going to be blazing the trails, having fun, and tons of adventure. So let's not waste any time and get the show on the road. Our last exploration was a pit stop at our optimistic friend, letter O. Do you remember what we found out? Well, we discovered that letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. Letter O, we found is also very special. Can you remember why? Letter O, like many others, is considered a vowel. And we've learned so far that vowels have a long sound and a short sound. So letter O has a long sound and a short sound. The long sound of O in words like oats, or, and oval. Oats, or, and oval. And the short sound of O, as in octopus, ox, and ostrich. Let's say that again. Octopus, ox, and ostrich. So if you missed our last lesson on letter O, there we had a little review. Now today, we are going to be meeting not just the pretty but poised letter P. Now letter P is the 16th letter of the alphabet. Letter P is considered a consonant. P makes the sound P. A little puff, let's try it. P. P. As in pigeon, P. As in pen, and P. As in paper. Let's say those again. Pigeon, pen, and paper. Now I want you to think of some other words that you might hear that sound at the beginning. And there are other positions in the words that we could also listen for the P sound. Now before we move on to the next activity, do you know of an animal that many people love to have in their homes? That its name begins with the sound P. Well, if you've guessed like I want to tell you, a puppy, then you're quite right. We have the word puppy also with the sound P, beginning with letter P. Now guys, it's time for us to do our writing exercise. So make sure you have your book and your pencil. If you don't have a pencil, it's perfectly fine to use your crayon. And you follow the steps and then you would try to write them on your own. Remember, letter P, like other letters, come in both uppercase and lowercase, or we say capital and common letters. So let's head right into the writing exercise. Look at the steps shown and then you will try it on your own. Take your turn. Now that you did the uppercase P, let's try the lowercase p. Now that you would have followed the steps, try writing it on your own. I guess you found that exercise pretty simple, and you will find that the formation is not very different. Now it's time for us to listen to our story. Yes, my friends, it's time for story time. So, like always, take your comfortable seat, relax, and I want you to be listening while I read and follow as well. Remember, you're going to be trying to identify some of the words that begin with our pretty and poised friend, letter P. Today, our story is The Painter. Pete loves to paint. Pete painted pretty pictures. Pete put his painting everywhere. He painted on paper. He painted on his plate. He painted on the piano. He painted on the plants. He painted on a pig. He even painted on a potato. Please, won't he stop? Well, there you had the story of the painter. Can you remember the name of the painter? Yes, the name of the painter is Pete. Can you tell me anything about where he painted? Well, first off, it said that he painted everywhere. But can you give a few examples? What do you remember? Well, he painted on paper. He painted on his plate. I'm wondering if it had food on it. He painted on the piano. And he even painted on a pig. Well, that was quite interesting. Okay, let's look at the activity you had to do. Did you find the words that begin with our pretty and poised letter P? Let's see how well you did. We have Pete, paint, painted, pretty, pictures, put, painting, paper, plate, piano, plants, pig, potato, and please. Let's say them again. Pete, paint, painted, pretty, pictures, painting, paper, plate, piano, plants, pig, potato, and please. Did you find all of those words that I just mentioned? And like always, I say that these are just a few words. Remember, there are many words with the letter P. So you can think of some or even ask someone if they know any with the sound of P or the letter P. Now that you've enjoyed the story, let's move on. And guess what? It's time for us to look for some valuable treasures. And remember, today, we are going to be looking for treasures that are related to our letter P. So let's look at these pictures and say their names. Pig, nail, mouse, pot, noodles, policeman. Let's say them again. Pig, nail, mouse, pot, noodles, and policeman. Now, you take some time and find those treasures that begin with letter P. Okay, boys and girls, I think that you would have had enough time to do it. But if you didn't, you could still follow along and try to get some. Let's see what you chose for this treasure hunt. Did you choose the pig? Pig. If you did, you're absolutely correct. Pig begins with letter P. Did you choose nail? I'm sure you didn't, because if you listen carefully, you hear which is quite different from P for the P. What about pot? If you did, you're absolutely correct. Pot. Pot also begins with letter P. And then we have policeman. Policeman. If you listen carefully, you will hear policeman. So we have pig, which is spelled P-I-G, pig, P-I-G, pig. Pot, which is spelled P-O-T, pot. And policeman, which is spelled P-O-L-I-C-E-M-A-N, policeman. So guess what, boys and girls? That's all for this day of adventure. We looked at the sound and words that are connected to the poised letter P in all its glory. Send in your work that you did based on letter P to us here at Guyana Learning Channel. Let us see how you wrote letter P in both uppercase and lowercase, and some other words you found with letter P. So until next time for adventures, I am Captain Nella reminding you to enjoy the fun and adventure as you improve your reading. Stay safe and see you next time.